Hey, everybody, welcome to this Board Game Life episode number 84, titled Being Choosy. This is the show about board games, card games, tabletop games, not tabletop games, any kind of games, anything else we want to talk about. I am one of your fine hosts for today. My name is Rob, also known as, wait, wrong show. That was that other show. My name is Rob, also known as Rob, and with me, as always, I got my good buddy, Mr. Mark.
Also known as Mr. Mark.
Yes.
How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing fantastic. We had a little bit of a different intro, and that totally like threw me. I was into the other mode, but that's all good.
Yeah, bye musical interlude or
Yeah,
introduction.
yes.
Stupid
I
YouTube
I need to like
algorithms.
I need to start doing some singing, or I need to do like some bit. Go welcome, welcome, welcome. Sunday,
Yeah.
Sunday, Sunday. Like how about if we do like the monster truck thing?
I don't even know what that is.
No, like don't you remember like Sunday, Sunday, Sunday
Oh,
at
is
the
that?
whatever
Oh,
exposition? We
that
have
was Monster Trucks.
Monster
Okay.
Jam, Monster Trucks, Gravedigger,
Oh, now you're just throwing out. Now we're going
Megalodon.
to get
Yeah.
copyrighted like crazy because you're just throwing out all these
Yeah.
real names. Nice, good job.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
This will be the last episode of this.
No,
Board
it's
Game
free
Life.
advertising. It's not any kind of other thing. That's all good. But anyway, on this episode titled Being Choosy, we'll see we're talking about in a little bit. But before then, I just want to make a quick announcement. We want to make this announcement, right?
Yes.
Yes. So this Board Game Life is back on the YouTubes. So
all the tubes.
Longtime listeners will hopefully remember that we had video game reviews, unboxings, all sorts of stuff on there before. We've got all of the podcasts on there, all 83 episodes already up there, and this one will be number 84 shortly. That will be posted on there. So Mr. Mark, your host with the most, not me, has put up a bunch of videos of some unboxings. And you want to talk about those, like what you do on those? At least the couple that you've got up there so far, which is not indicative necessarily of what's going to be on there in the future, but it's just what's on there now.
Sure. It's just right now I've got I have 4 unboxing videos. I've done, I think, one a day roughly. The first one is a little rough because
That's how you roll.
It's testing. Like, well, the original one I've done 5. I had to redo one because my top down video camera was like somehow the resolution got cut in half. So I was not happy with it. So I did a re-record, and then I decided to just remove the old one. So, but I did do an unboxing of Star Trek Star Realms, which was my very first video that I put out on our stream. Then the second one I did was Survival of the Fattest. These are unboxings, all of these.
Yeah, and you talked about that one last episode, right?
Yeah, it's excuse me, it's fun. And actually, the publisher of the game responded to the video, commented, and they actually, which I thought was really cool, they clarified something. They were like, "Oh, don't forget," because when I was talking about where you can go and like how you move around the board, and wasn't really doing a playthrough, but I was explaining. I kind of was doing here's how you play the game and kind of giving an overview of it, but it wasn't like a playthrough, or really, it wasn't a review. It was an unboxing showing what's in the box. And I'm trying to remind myself that this is an unboxing video because I like to talk. As anybody talk. Did I just say that? I like to talk. Wow. I'm not a New Yorker.
Talk.
But I swear I just said talk.
From Joyzy.
There it is again. I just said it. You're going to hear a lot, and I'm consciously now trying to avoid that. So look, if you want to use this as a drinking game, I guess that's fine on these videos, but that it's going to get improved.
I hope they don't use it as a drinking game.
Views,
Nobody's
baby, views.
nobody's gonna make it to the end of the show.
No, that's true. Not as much as I say that. So then the third one I did was the Skyrise Premium Collector's Edition unboxing. I did a better there of not. I think I even said it in the video. This is not a how to play, so just unbox. And then I just did yesterday. I did Tower Up, which is a new game. It's a lot of fun. I did go into a little bit of play because I kind of wanted to show a little bit more of like with the buildings out and things like that. But so far, these are just meant to be unboxings. I think you can see, there, did it again. Take a drink, everybody. Hold on, let me take a drink because,
You need to put on a shock collar and I'll zap you each and every
exactly.
time.
I'm need to get one of those every time I say it. it but you should see some hopefully improvement just from the four. We're working on the thumbnails and the kind of the flow, and I'm trying to get into just what I need to say. I
Yeah.
think my very first one, I didn't even mention the developer and the publisher, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's a work in
oops.
progress. It's difficult. Like,
So,
yeah,
but yeah,
it's
I
not that
love doing
easy.
it.
Yeah.
It's you're right. It's not,
Yeah.
but I really do enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to doing. I already got like my next three ready to go, and I probably will be doing another one tonight. I think my next game is gonna be Worms, the new Worms, the board game, which is new to retail recently. So I'm going to be putting that one out probably tonight. And then I'm looking forward to doing Finca, the reprint of Finca. And then I want to do Plunder. Now, I know Plunder's not a newer one, but it's new to me. And I want to show everybody what's in this box because it's got some really cool components. And it's just a cool game. I want to put it out and show everybody. So you can look for that. And then hold on, let me take another drink.
Yeah. And if you look on our YouTube channel, This Board Game Life, they're under live. Is there a way to move them to video?
You can't.
Because
Well, you can look under the playlist. So
yeah,
there is an unboxing playlist I created, so they're all going to be there. They do come in as live. I think to make it a video, and I got to dive into this a little bit more. I did this somewhere else. I think it was on the TXL one. I noticed, and then you can somehow make it a video, but then it's like in there twice. So, but if you go to the homepage, if you like and subscribe, it will show you past live streams on your page. So the latest one will come up.
right. I'm just thinking
And
from the standpoint of when people go to it by
I always go to
default, they
videos.
won't show up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something we'll have to take a look
We'll look
at
at it. Yeah.
because right now all the podcasts are showing up, and you have your old videos that show up. So I'll look
Yeah.
into that. Maybe I'll do that tonight instead of making a video. I'll see how to get those others to display. Might be something real easy.
Yeah. It'd be
So
nice if they show up in both, maybe. Cause like I
yes.
said, I don't know if I know on most channels that I go to, at least my habit is to just, you know, poke around under videos. I don't even look under live or any of the other stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we
I
don't want
will
our listeners to be like, where is all this
have
stuff?
to go and find it
False
exactly.
advertising. What's going on?
It's not. It's
They
not, I
talked it up.
swear.
Mark talked it up and then there's nothing there. So, but yeah, we'll look into it. We'll get it sorted. So that's cool. I'm glad. I'm actually excited that the YouTube channel is back up and running. So you have yet another way to consume the podcast
Yes.
of the 15 different ways to do it already. That's all
Well,
good.
the thing
Want to make it
is
easy.
I
Yeah.
love like it's interesting how I'm a YouTube premium subscriber because I
Yeah.
got so sick and tired of ads.
Yeah.
And I actually am on YouTube so much. I have subscribed to a lot of different interests, different people, and I'm on it every day. I'm watching board game stuff, I'm watching military stuff, I'm watching news. I'm watching video game stuff, just food stuff. And it's like I'm consuming YouTube so much. It's like I don't even watch a lot of TV or movies. There are some things I
Yeah.
do watch there, but I can't believe how much YouTube I do. And it's like I don't have to watch it. I listen to most of it in the background while I'm working during the day.
Right.
And I remember telling you, it's like, hey, let's get our podcast out there because there are people that consume a lot of stuff on YouTube, may not even be aware of our audio show. And boom, here we go.
Yeah.
So it might be a way for people to find us. And it's a kind of a one-stop shop. If you are on YouTube, then you can listen to our audio podcast as well during the day or whenever you want. Might be more convenient than your audio podcast app or something. So we're trying to
Exactly.
make it easier.
Yeah. And it's easier to listen that way also. Like when you're on a computer. It's like I have my podcasts only on my phone just for the portability. I don't have them on my computer. So for me, it's easier to find the YouTube podcasts on my computer when I'm listening, like while I'm working or something.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay.
All right. But check it out. What is this? This board game life on the YouTube. And feel free to like, subscribe, comment. You know, please be nice, but feel free to comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, and hope you enjoyed the hope you enjoy the info.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So moving on, what you been playing?
Okie dokie. So this past 2 weeks, I got to play more Survival of the Fattest. This game, so this is the one that I had mentioned that it was like a year past due for delivery on a Kickstarter. When I
Yes.
kind of got into board games, and like this was one of the first Kickstarters I backed, and it was way overdue. And by the time it got here, I felt like, man, I don't even know if I'm going to like this game because when I first backed it, I really wasn't sure what I was kind of interested in. Now here, almost 2 years, well, over 2 years in now, I've got an idea of like what kind of games I like, and I'm recognizing, oh, this game's really a lot like that game and whatnot. So I didn't know if I would really
So are
enjoy
you
this.
being choosier about games?
I am,
Yes. Okay.
I think. I'm still buying a lot of stuff. So I was a little concerned that maybe this would be too cutesy, too easy, because I wasn't buying like hard games at the time or heavyweight games. This game is a lot of fun. And it is a cutesy game, but it's it is difficult and it's a challenge, and there's tactical strategic moves that you got to figure out and plan ahead, and there's a lot to it. And every character, there's, I think, I want to say 5 or 6 characters in the game, and I believe the term asymmetrical means they all play differently.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm using that correctly. So this
Yeah,
game
like
is
every player has a
asymmetrical with
different
your, yeah,
character or,
different
you know,
character, different abilities.
yep, yep.
Yes. So it's asymmetrical that way. And they all play, what I have played so far are so different where like one, you'll be like, every time I'm playing, there's always another character. It's like, oh man, that's an OP character. But then you realize for what seems to be OP, there is a downside to it where it's like, yeah, you get to look at your stash all the time, but you can't put anything into your hand to use to put to build recipes. Or, I mean, you can, but again, you've got to kind of plan for those things. So, where everyone else is when they're foraging and they're putting these food things that they forage into their hand or into their discard to put in their hand later, this one character is putting them all into their stash, which is good because you've got a bunch of stash. That's kind of the point of the game. However, there's other ways to get points that you want to do, and then you need the food in your hand. So where that way that character plays looks really OP in one way, it really is detrimental in another. And the last time I played is this bunny rabbit, which gives you 2 rabbits so that you have the ability to, when you forage, you can forage at 2 different locations, which like doubles the amount of food you get into your hand. The problem is now you're getting so many cards that to try to get your tricks or to get your forge cards, they now are really hard to come up. So it's this real like weird balance of your ability could be real OP, but there is an offset to that that can hinder you as well. And so far, every character I've seen played has that kind of, you know, very positive and very negative side of how it plays, which I think is just fantastic. And it's been a joy to play. So if you want to know more about it, check out my unboxing on our YouTube channel. It's called Survival of the Fattest Unboxing, and take a look and let us know. The other game I played, I mentioned this last time, Hadrian's Wall. I did get my copy in, but I did also play on BGA. I just did a solo run on BGA. So I do have Hadrian's Wall. Love that. That is just an excellent game. In it's wow, it's good. I can't wait to play it again. That's about all I could say. Skyrise, what can I say? It's my love. I love this game for so many reasons. I've talked about it before, so I did play some of that. I played some Play 9, which is a card game. Got to play more Wyrmspan, and then I played Tower Up a couple of times. So that's a newer one. I don't think I've talked about that one yet. Tower Up is a
That was like an
really,
Essen release, wasn't it?
I believe so. It just came out because I think I pre-ordered this one,
No, you made me buy
or
it with you on Amazon.
because I think it just released though.
Yeah, it was on that sale
Oh, that's
where
right.
you
That's
were an
right.
evil tempter.
So yeah, both Rob and I got Tower Up, and it's what I really love about Tower Up is that it's a quick game. It plays quickly. There's a lot of possible ways to play. And again, you've got, do you go for the bonus cards? Are you trying to, protect your roofs? Are you trying to just build up the towers to maximize your little movers on your player board to maximize those points? There's a lot of different ways to try to max your points out, but it's a very simple, it's a simple game, very easy to learn, but there is some strategery there that is going to make you think a little bit. So you can go into it and just play it for what it is. And I think the more you play, the more you're going to start to go, you know what? I could play it this way. I could play it that way. You're trying to find ways to just maximize your points. And it plays quick, which is also really nice. Unless you got someone just not paying attention, the game does play quickly. I think a game of 4, I believe it's 30 to 45 minutes. And when we had a game of 4 people, even with a teach, I don't believe it went past an hour. It was about an hour with the teach. So it's not a long one, but it's good. The other game I played, which was new to me, someone brought and taught Undergrove, which
Oh
is
yeah.
by Elizabeth Hargrave,
Yep.
who we know from Wyrmspan, uh, her fame of that. This one is like you're building out these
It's one of the new AEG
mushrooms.
games. Yeah.
Yes, I I would have to play it again. I'm not out the gate. I'm not really a fan, even though I won the game by 1 point. And it took me, my last move took me some serious min maxing to try to really, I was really working that last move to get as many points as I possibly could. And I ended up, the other 2 people I was playing with both scored 50 points. They tied, and I counted mine up and I had 51.
Hey,
And had I
that's all it
not
takes.
done that on my last move, paying attention, I probably would end up with 49 or 50 as well. and I got an extra point possible and ended up winning by that one. So that was kind of cool, but I'm not sure how I really feel again. I hate mushrooms, man. I can't stand mushrooms. So the theme alone turns me off from the game. But it was an interesting game. There is a lot to it. There was a lot more that like I really wasn't playing to the full potential of what you can with the game because there was a lot of things I was trying to figure out, a lot of mechanics, there's a lot involved. So it'll probably take a couple of plays to really grasp and probably get comfortable with it, but it was an interesting game. And the cool thing about it is you're building the game board like a tile at a time, and you can place your tiles anywhere, kind of like uh, Sagani, if you're familiar with that
Oh
game.
yeah.
You can put them out. So your board is never, it's not like it's just the board's basically built of your tiles, of your mushroom tiles you're placing out, and you can put them wherever you want. So your boards are always going to be different. The relationships between the tiles next to each other is going to always be different every game. So that is a nice what do you call it? It presents a lot of replayability, and the game's never going to be the same. You know, you never play the same game twice, so that's pretty cool. And that was Undergrove. And that's kind of what I did this week. I spent a lot of time doing videos, prepping for the YouTube, so I didn't get quite as much gaming in, but I had good gaming though. Really had some good games.
Very nice. Okay.
And that all right.
So the title for actually no, we got to get onto the news first. I'm jumping ahead of things. So some of the news that we think is interesting here, I'll start off with a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First thing, oh wait, did you have a news thing? I think I remember you were tripping me up on that.
I don't
No?
remember. Oh, so if you're wondering why there's no music at the beginning of this episode, because we're on YouTube now, YouTube flagged every single audio and the video podcast we put out for copyright because of the music, even though Rob has the rights to the
Yeah, it's
music.
not a strike or anything, but
It's not a
still,
strike,
yeah,
but we are we're for the moment, we're removing all that until we decide if we
what we're gonna
want
do.
to replace it or what we want to do so we don't have
Yeah.
to worry a year down the road when all of a sudden whoever they're like, "Oh, Rob, you don't have that license anymore," and
Yeah.
all our stuff gets
We reverted
struck.
it. Yeah.
So we're thinking ahead, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
So the news.
Flash, all the ships at sea, news, whatever. I forget how that stuff goes. But anyway, so first thing that I thought was pretty cool. So last show we talked briefly about Tomas Holik. He did like three games, like three major releases at Essen this year. He did SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, Galilei. And then his third game was Tea Garden. So it was released just recently that Capstone is going to be releasing that game here in the United States. So you can find SETI from CGE, Galileo Galilei. I want to say that was also Capstone. Yes, it was because that was a Pink Troubadour release in Europe, and Capstone is picking up Galileo, and then Tea Garden, which is his third game. That's a deck building and hand management game. That one is going to be coming to the States in May. So it's got a May release. And then some pre orders are going to be coming out in March, according to what they're saying. So it's 2 to 4 player game, plays in about half an hour. And, his games, Thomas's games were definitely like some of the hot games at Essen this year. So I'm actually looking forward to all three of those myself. And I think, Mark, didn't you say that you pre-ordered SETI, or did you get it yet? Or
No, I
yeah.
I believe in the States it's not gonna be available till early next year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So I'll probably be picking up all three of those, I'm guessing. That's just how I roll. So yeah, a couple years ago they had what, Wolfgang Warsch, that did a couple of games, all releasing at the same time. Didn't like Matt Leacock have like two or three games in the Spiel des Jahres this past year? It's just funny how like these people release all these games at the same time. Granted, they didn't develop them all at the same time. It's just how stuff um, kind of works out with publishers. So look for that to be released next year. Another game that's going to be releasing, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to this one. Rio Grande is releasing Moon Colony Bloodbath. It's an interesting title. So this is a game by Donald X. Vaccarino. This is the designer of Dominion. That's like his huge popular game. I think it's an SDJ winner. I don't remember how long ago, but it was a while ago, at least 10 years, if not longer. And he's also the dude that did Kingdom Builder, which I know. I think you and I played that, didn't we? Back in February, Kingdom Builder, because I think you bought it
I bought
afterwards.
it, but I don't think you and I have played it.
I thought we did.
Did we
Anyway,
play?
I know I talked about it a couple of times. I could have sworn that we played it, but I could
Yeah,
be wrong.
we may have.
Yeah. So Moon Colony Bloodbath is going to be out in January from Rio Grande. And basically, you're trying to build colonies on the moon, and the person with the most survivors wins. that's that's interesting. I wonder if there's any like interesting mechanics in there that are very satisfying and mean. I'm guessing not. Um, yeah, it's an engine building. No, engine building, engine losing tableau game. Hmm. Where players build a shared deck that drives positive and negative events. Those events kill people in your moon colony or help you build up. The game is over when the moon colony has no survivors or the players reach the bottom of the event deck. This one sounded interesting to me. It reminds me of Pompeii. Anyway, uh, other than that, I don't know if you heard this. I just thought I'd bring it up just because it was interesting to me. And that's, have you heard that there's a Smurfs board game?
No.
Well, there is. So it's I don't know if it's out yet. Let me see. Yeah,
I
maybe.
have no clue.
Yeah, so there's is it Smurfs Hidden Village? Yeah. Yeah, tabletop game. So yeah, it was a crowd funding campaign in October, and it's going to hit retail in 2024. I could have sworn it was out already, but it was interesting to me that, they piled on to the Smurfs IP and they made a board game. I don't know much about this game yet, but they're also coming out with a Smurfs role playing game. And it includes over 40 Smurfs that are ready to play, including many familiar characters. So what does that mean? Like Papa Smurf, Brainy Smurf, Smurfette? I know
Maybe.
too many of these names. Don't judge. I was a latchkey kid when I was little. Anyway, um, and you can also do character creation. So there's a starter box and like a core rule book, like think D&D or any of those RPGs. So I think it's interesting that the Smurfs are making a comeback. The RPG is going to be out next summer in 2025, and the board game is out real soon now if it's not out already. So is this something that interests you?
No.
No? Are you sure?
Positive.
Don't judge. Don't judge the game by its theme.
Uh, I know it's
Yeah.
still
You're like, this theme is going to be hard to get over. And then the next thing, I thought this was pretty cool. So Mac Gertz, great designer, has made so many games that are like a lot of fun. Mac Gertz is releasing a new game by way of Rio Grande, and it's going to be called Seven Empires. So this is going to be out early next year. So I know a lot of folks are Mac Gertz fans. It's going to play 2 to 6 players in 90 to 150 minutes. So that's going to be a fairly meaty game. And I'm curious about it just because he makes some good stuff. In addition to that, I got like I think one or two more things I wanted to mention real quick. Was there's a new game in the Power Grid franchise called Outpost. So you can kind of see where it's going with that name, right? I think we're leaving the fine countryside and the nuclear reactors and all that good stuff or whatever. And this game is supposed to be in stores already, so it might. I haven't personally seen it, but it might be at your friendly local game store already. And it comes with a game board, six company boards, like over 200 wooden pieces, a deck of cards, whole bunch of tokens. Plays in 45 to 90 minutes for 2 to 6 players. So hey, that's in your wheelhouse at your
there you
gaming group,
go.
right? And but what's interesting about it is it's going to retail for $75. Are these games creeping up in price slowly? I mean, not that I'd be surprised,
All
but
games are getting more expensive.
yeah. But yeah, this is another Freedom on Freeze game. He's, the designer of Power Grid and lots of other cool games. But yeah, the next installment in Power Grid is coming out here. Let me see. There was another one. Oh, that was a long time ago. And then two more quick things, and then I'll pass it on over to you. King Domino. That's a good game. You can play it, on your tabletop. You can play it on. I think it's on BGA. Well, they're releasing. Was it Blue Orange Games? I think they're the ones that make that. So Blue Orange is releasing King Domino in digital format coming next year. So yet another really fun game that you'll be able to play on your tablet. I don't remember if it's coming out on Steam or anything like that, but they did announce that it is coming in a digital format soon to a electronic device near you. And then lastly, I would probably say that we're both big fans of Azul, right? You like
Yep.
Azul. I know you do.
Yep.
There's only one answer. Azul Duel has been announced and it's arriving. It's the street date is February 21st, 2025. So like 3-4 months away. And yeah, the info on this is prepare to challenge your friends in a thrilling head-to-head showdown that takes the beloved tiling experience to the next level, of course, right? With stunning new mechanics and a signature elegance of Michael Kiesling, Azul Duel brings fresh strategies and endless replayability. So that's cool. Yet another duel for Azul. Or not. Well, not that it has another one, but there's a ton of duel games, isn't there? Like Seven Wonders Duel, Azul Duel. That's like the
Everything's getting a duel right now.
yeah. So Azul is no different with the duel, and that rhymes. So yeah, that was a couple of quick hits there on a bunch of things that I thought was interesting. Some new releases and stuff. What do you got?
Let's see, what did I pick up? So a game I'm gonna
Matago.
be probably playing this week because I know someone in the group is bringing it and he shared a how to play video. There's a game called Kemet,
Oh yeah,
and
that's old school, man.
Matago is going to stop publishing heavier games like Kemet,
What?
Inus, and they're going to shift to family and children titles.
What?
So yeah, this veteran French board game publisher, Matago, is pulling out of publishing heavier games like Kemet and Innis. And they're, like I said, they're going to be focusing, the company's future is going to be family, beginner, and children's games market is what they're going to be focused on. So I don't know if again, like maybe because like you were just mentioned, our games get more expensive. The heavier games definitely are. Nowadays it seems like everything has $100 plus price tag, and everyone wants all the minis and the fancy components and whatnot. So that definitely drives up costs in this economy we have today. So looks like they're gonna be headed towards more beginner type stuff to going forward. They're saying that they're citing low demand for their heavier games in their home market of France, and they
Yeah.
want to attempt to give the company a more recognizable editorial focus.
What?
He said they said the shift need had become more obvious over the last few years, adding that things came to a head this summer through the collision of two separate events. First, a lot of resources were pulled into Kemet Rise of the Gods crowdfunding campaign, and with a need to support the retail release and prepare for massive events such as Gen Con and Essen at the same time, the team just felt stretched too thin. They also noticed whenever they announced new games, even family oriented ones like Kyoto no Nico, the public's first assumption was that they would be heavier games due to our long-standing reputation. And simultaneously, they said the overwhelming success of micro games like Matago's series of wallet-sized games, some from Button Shy, others are original creations, further increased their visibility among the family-oriented market. So I don't know. Maybe I wonder if they will look at selling off the rights to some of these heavier games. I don't know. But, if they just did a Kickstarter for Kemet for a new version of it, I would hate to see them just be like done with it. They said here, sorry, Colossal will handle games in the Kemet, Innis, Yucatan, and Galactic Renaissance lines, and in return has transferred titles including Papillon, Almost Innocent, and Reload to Matago. So I guess they are. They're going to transfer. Matago has signed a partnership deal with Western Legends publisher Colossal Games and Australia-based Grail Games to take on publication of its heavier titles.
Wow. Okay.
So, so there you go. At least someone's still going to be publishing them. All right, and then the next one you may have heard about Mythic Games going into liquidation. This
Oh,
is
I didn't hear
another
this.
another French board game publisher, Mythic Games, has not been liquidated despite a string of poorly researched reports flying across the interwebs. But the company does expect to know by the end of this month, which is only a couple, like 2 days away, if its situation is indeed hopeless. Several outlets have reported in recent days that Mythic has gone bankrupt or been liquidated, having misunderstood a legal notice published in the French newspaper on October 10th. So Mythic did raise, let's see, they raised more than $12 million across its 6 most recent crowdfunding campaigns, including Darkest Dungeon, Viking, and for Viking survival game Hell, and for a tactical shooter Six Siege, the board game. So they've been raising money for, it seems pretty successfully, for crowdfunding, but the businesses seems to be still floundering. So another one that might be going away. So that is Mythic Games.
Yeah, because they did. I'm looking at their list. So they did Darkest Dungeon, which, I mean, I thought I heard some good things about it. Some decent stuff, at least. Um, they did Solomon Kane, which I remember was like massive. I saw that at one of the board game stores in my area, and it was like a whole ton of boxes.
Oh yeah.
And I want to say, did they make the ugly snouts? No, I don't think they did. Yeah, but I think Solomon Kane was one of those
Hmm.
ones that did the big Kickstarter productions, if I remember right.
All right. Well, if you are on the East Coast or planning to attend the PAX Unplugged 2024, this is the largest tabletop gaming event on the East Coast. It's been announced it's going to be back at the Pennsylvania Convention Center from Friday, December 6th to Sunday, December 8th. This is organized by Reed Pop and Penny Arcade. They're going to have a wide range of panels, live shows, gaming opportunities, and whatnot. They're going to have on Friday. It's going to begin with a keynote speech from Elizabeth Hargrave, designer of Wyrmspan, and this marks PAX's 20th anniversary celebration. So, have you ever been able to attend a PAX Unplugged, Rob?
No, I have not. No.
Yeah, I'm curious if I've been to PAX Prime, which I think now is called PAX West. PAX Prime
Yeah.
used to be here in Seattle, and it's still in the Seattle Convention Center. But I went to one year, but it was all, it's all video game mainly.
Yep.
I think there was one little section where you could buy board games, but it was mainly a video game thing. And now I know, like, Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, I don't believe even they don't attend those anymore. And so I'm curious what if PAX is going to become more board game focused as they try to continue. It'll be interesting to see how because they're going to have to
Yeah.
transition. I think right now it's just a lot of indie gaming, video gaming and stuff.
Yeah.
And there is more board game stuff there. I do have a guy in my group who went to the one recently here in Seattle. I haven't had a real chance to talk to him about what it was like. So I'm gonna have to, next time we're gaming, if he's there tomorrow, I might ask him. So say, what was it like? But PAX, PAX Unplugged might have to become what it is all around.
Yep.
But 3-day badges are going to cost you $91. A single day badge is $43. Sunday Kids Day badges for children ages 7 to 12 are going to be $14. There are going to be some big names. So on the show floor, they do say that major game publishers such as Games Workshop, Dice Throne, Ravensburger, Catan Studios, and our Talsorian games are going to be present. Um, but yep, PAX Unplugged 2024 in December. And then the last thing I have is that Mantic Games. I do have a couple games from Mantic. And they have announced that Halo Flashpoint is going to launch in the United States on the 16th of November, United Kingdom on European Union and Australia on the 30th of November. And this is a miniatures game, which doesn't surprise me. Mantic does a lot of miniatures.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And I like Halo, but this isn't one that it doesn't look to interest me, but if you are into Halos and the Halo franchise from the Xbox platform, and you like miniature games, this is probably going to be a really good game. And the pre-orders have been open since early this year. And Mantic Games is telling people if you don't have a pre-order, to contact your local retailer to secure a copy. So the next delivery of starter sets is going to be early 2025. So if you don't get it here in middle of November, you'll have to wait till early 2025 for the next shipment. But
Yeah,
I think that's what I
tactical
had.
miniatures game. The figures look so cool.
The figures look amazing.
Yeah, and I'm sure mine would be all plastic gray
Yes.
as opposed to the 'cause I don't think they're pre-painted.
Nope. They're gray.
And they do such a nice job. Like there's one, it looks like it's all it looks like it's like CGI or whatever they call it nowadays. And it's a game for two players. I don't know if you mentioned that. I just saw
No,
that.
I didn't. But that makes it harder for me to get to the table.
Yeah. See, all of these are like painted so nice. Maybe it's pre-painted. Oh, look at the guns. Even they look good. Like that little spiky gun, then the rifles. I don't know what they're called. I don't remember. Stinger? Is that the little gun?
I'm
It's what Covenant had. It's like a weapon
sorry.
that you pick up from.
The needler are you talking about?
Yeah, maybe it's the needler. Yeah.
It shoots the needles out. The
Yeah, that's the one.
oof. Sorry, I got hiccups all of a sudden.
It's like,
You'll
yeah,
have to take it over.
these are
I'm
painted.
hiccuping.
Yeah, no problem. These are painted so nice. I'm really wondering if they're pre-painted. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I guess. That's fine. Okay, so I think that was it for the news that we wanted to cover. So some interesting stuff. New games are coming out, and who doesn't like new games? And one of the things I thought would be interesting to talk about is how we choose the new games that we bring to our collection, how we choose the games to bring to the table, what draws us to them. There's like so many things, whether it's like mechanics, you know,
It's very
IP,
simple.
theme. What's that?
It's a one answer, Rob.
What's that?
I know it'll make it for a very short topic, but it's a one answer.
Okay.
And it's how much money do I have in my wallet? That's it.
Okay. So that's it for this topic, and that's it for the show, show 84. We'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out. Yeah.
Well, when you buy everything, it really comes down to what can I afford to buy today?
Yeah. A day without a board game purchase is a sad day. Or it's a
Yeah.
day without an internet. One of the two.
Yeah, there you go.
It,
There's a sale going on somewhere.
yeah. Like, did you ever notice that you don't acquire as much stuff when you don't watch within a certain time period, let's say like a week or two or whatever? You don't acquire as much stuff if you stay away from board game podcasts, board game videos, and you stay away from BGG and any email that says Kickstarter on it. As long as you stay away from those four things, you don't buy stuff. But then wait,
You should stay away from all those except for this board game life. That's the only board
exactly,
gaming media you should take in. That's it.
exactly, because we're awesome, amongst other reasons,
We
of
would
course.
never encourage people to buy stuff.
Yeah, because if they buy them, then there's not enough for us.
We're not encouraging it because we're too busy buying this stuff up ourselves. We can't
Yeah,
waste time telling people what to get.
yeah, we want the last copy before it
I
gets sold, and we need to wait for the next wave.
I called you today. Well, we were talking on the phone today
Yeah.
about a work-related issue, and I had an email come in from Miniature Market with their backroom sale, and I was looking at it as we
Oh
were
yeah.
talking, and I
Mhm.
saw something. And I clicked on it, and it was like 2 copies left, and I was like, "Hold on, Rob, I gotta interrupt you. Is this game any good?
Yeah.
There's only 2 left." So they say.
Yeah. Hopefully there's one left because you bought one of them. But no, I know. Those freaking Kickstarter emails. Oh, I hate them. I think
Dude,
I
I
backed.
backed 2 Kickstarters today.
I did too.
Well, I know we both backed at least one of the same because
Which
we
one
did
was
the all
that?
play one.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we did that one. And then
My other one was the Dice Throne.
okay. And I did Tend.
Okay. That's right. You were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. And I think on Monday I backed the new Queen one. Or maybe that was last week. Whenever it
Yeah, I
came out
messaged
that
you.
one day.
Don't forget the Stefan
Yeah, I
Feld
know.
collection.
Oh, I hate you. My wallet
Gotta
hates
have
you.
then was it number 10?
I
Like
don't
9 and
remember.
10 or
I
something?
think so. They need to have me like on a subscription. I just can't wait for that Stefan Feld City collection to end. Who am I kidding? I get the regular stuff, the non Stefan Feld stuff too. I have a weakness for Queen games. I like their stuff. But anyway,
You
so I
should
mean,
just you need to just tell Queen Games like, "Look, here's my card. Just send me everything new, all right?
subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, just send it to me."
It's like Rob is our number one customer. He has everything. My
Ooh,
house is
that's
like it's like the Queen's warehouse West Campus because they're like out of Germany. So I'm the West Campus. What are you
so
gonna
you
say?
just brought up a good thought. You just gave me like an idea.
What's that?
You said subscription.
I do have like a lot of big brain ideas. I will give you
So
that. This must have been one of them.
so subscriptions.
Yeah.
Everything is subscriptions nowadays.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Our music, our books, our television, we all, probably most of that stuff for most people is now we subscription based, right?
Heck,
Why
you can
not?
get.
When is board games going to go there? I mean, you think about it. You could do it. So I was looking at the all play thing today, and I'm going to pull this up real quick.
Oh, I wonder
But
if anybody did that. I wonder if there's any backers on that big one.
yeah, like the $500
Yeah,
thing with
25
all the small
games.
games. But you talking about a subscription, that's like there was like I was doing I can't remember what it's called. I think it was called Unbox Boredom, I believe, where it's a monthly board game subscription. And I was paying like $35 and they would just send me a game every month. And you'd get an email and they give you like an option of like um tactical, like a harder game or kind of like a friendly medium weight game or like a family type of game. And you could either say, just send me whatever. So you get a total, it's always a total surprise. But if you are kind of like us, where we have a lot of games, you can say, let me pick. And they'll send you an email and tell you what are the options that month, and you just pick a game. But I don't feel like you ever really got your money's worth that way. But it was kind of a neat idea. Like a game just shows up. But no, you talked about just put me on a subscription, just send me everything new. Well, something like All Play here, if you were in a monthly subscription, and maybe you wouldn't want to pay it that way, but just hear me out. It seems like they got a lot of smaller games.
Yes,
Like the
they're all
four
like
pack we just bought
small
are like
box.
20
Yeah.
bucks a piece, $19 each. But then there's this all the small games bundle, which has 5, 10, 15, 24 games in it. So it's like all their small games. You could actually like pay them $20 a month and they're going to get that money from you every month. And they could just send you one of these small games every month. And if you had a company that was large enough, because they could even send you like older stuff, right? But as these new things come out, you would get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, then you could just surpass, like, the Kickstarter. I
Yeah.
mean, you wouldn't get all the benefits. I mean, I guess that's a way for them to kinda double dip, but I'm just thinking, like, Game Pass does it. You get all the brand new games the day they release, you get them. It's part of
Yeah.
your subscription. Board games needs to get there. Then we could just but that could be bad. Every company would have their own subscription. We'd have to cancel everything else, Rob, like our music, our books, all our TV, just to
You don't
pay
need
for all
that.
our board game
You don't
subscriptions.
yeah, you don't have time for any of that if you're playing your games.
That's right. That's a good idea,
Yeah.
man. We need to run. I think we need to call All Play and
There you go.
copyright it. By the way, this is copyrighted.
There you go. Yeah,
No one can steal this.
there used to be like a board game rental service. I forgot what it was called. I don't think they're on anymore, but that was kind of interesting where you would basically, pick a game and then they would ship it to you. It came in some kind of bag or some kind of thing. And then, you would play it. And then when you're done, you send it back. This would be along those lines, except you don't have to send it back. It's yours to keep. Is it board game replay or something like that? I'm looking it up. I'm sleuthing this.
We got an idea. We got to run. This can make us billionaires.
Yeah.
Not likely, but I like the idea.
Oh, no,
Board
it's not
game
replay. It was
subscription.
something. It was board game something.
Dude, Columbia House, where are they? Get
Yeah.
on this. Get 5 games for a penny.
Yeah.
Heck, I would can you imagine? I mean, okay, so Columbia House, there might be people listening who have no idea what the heck Columbia House is, but Rob and I are very familiar with Columbia House. So, back in the day, there was this company called Columbia House
When we were in
that
our youths.
when we were in our youths that would you would get like a whole bunch of cassette tapes or CDs
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
DVDs.
Yeah. You would get a list and you'd pick 10 CDs and pay a penny for all of them.
And then, yeah, then they would send you every month, you'd get an envelope in the mail and it would tell you what the CD was or the movie. I did it with movies too. And like, here's the movie coming out. And it usually was something new. And if you didn't return the card, then they would charge you and send you the movie in the mail.
Yeah.
Or you could say no and turn it down. But during the time frame of your contract, if you will, like you had to purchase, I don't know, like 4 movies or something in 2
Yeah.
years or
And yeah.
something like
Yep.
that. It still turned out like you were always making money no matter what. And the point of them was to keep you to stick around. That's how they made money. They didn't really make it off the initial investment, but it was very popular because people get a lot of like a massive influx of movies or music right off the bat. And then you had an option to buy it. And you could do that with board games. Like, do the same thing. Pick a couple board games for a low price, and then here's the game of the month. Do you want it or not? And
Yeah.
nowadays you could just email it, like just say, and you don't have to mail out those envelopes. You just they're on a mailing list. Here's the game. Do you want it or not? Nope. I won't take it this month, and then you don't get charged, and you don't get a game sent to you. If you don't reply or you do reply that you want it, then they'll ship it to you. So, and there's a catalog of all kinds of things you can buy too. And you don't have to buy what they're sending you that month. You can always buy something else. As long as you buy a certain amount at a certain price over their contract time, then you're good.
Actually,
I think we're onto something.
Columbia House is still around.
Are they? What do they do?
Yeah. DVDs. They seem
Really?
to be different. Yeah. I'm on their website right now. Select 2 introductory DVDs to begin. Sign up and start enjoying the club. Discover hundreds of titles at great prices.
Wow.
Curated selection. Always free shipping on 2 or more DVDs. No obligation. You can cancel at any time. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
That's
looks
owned by
like
Sony Music Entertainment.
yeah. I'm sure this is just the name. You know, it's like
Probably.
somebody
Who's
picked
even
up the
buying
name.
DVDs anymore? That's the thing.
I know. I don't think I even have. Oh no, I have the Xbox. I was going to say I don't think I even have a DVD player. I don't
It's
have
all
a
digital,
CD.
baby.
I don't have a CD player or a DVD player or a VHS player or any cassette or
Exactly.
anything. Yeah,
So
times have
okay,
changed.
but I took us way off track of game
Yes.
selection criteria.
Yes. Oh, what, we had a topic?
We did. This was what you call a massive derailment,
Yes, yes. Yeah,
and this time it was my
we
fault.
we weaved and bobbed and yeah, let's get back on track. So, what was the topic anyway? No. So, you've
Being
got
choosy.
so yeah. So, there's like a lot of criteria that draws us to games and here I'll start with uh with one thing that really draws me into a game and that's any game. This is very specific. Any game that has certain Euro game art styles to it. And I know that's really vague, but games by Dennis Lohausen, so he's an artist, for example, Michael Menzel, so like games like Agricola or Robin Hood. No, I'm drawing a blank on these games, like Lookout games. So you know Lookout games.
I do not. I can look them up.
Yeah.
Hey, look, see what I did there?
Yes. So
Oh
like
yeah. Soon-
what?
Orleans and stuff that
Yeah.
looks like that. Soon as
Yeah.
I see this first box cover, it's like, oh, it's just like Orleans.
Yep. So Michael Menzel. I mean, I want to say he's an artist and he's also a game designer. And I want to say in some of his games he did both. But
So
let's see
like
if I can.
Caverna and Isle of Skye and
Yes.
those types of art styles. Yeah. Agricola.
Yeah,
There's
Dennis.
definitely an art style there.
Yeah. So yeah, Dennis Lohausen, which is probably one of my favorite artists. Yeah, he did Feast of Odin, Arc Nova, Terra Mystica, Quacks of Quedlinburg. I
Quacks a Quedlinburg.
I know you know that one.
I know that one.
Fields of Arl. Let me see some of the others. I mean, there's so many. Aquasphere. That's a little bit of a lesser known one. I already mentioned Feast for Odin. Crown of Amara. No, it's not too old. Not too old. He did some of the Dominion games. I think those might have been mixed. Yeah, I'm looking at his BGG entry, and he's got 297 titles
Wow.
that he worked on. El Gaucho,
That's a lot of
Glass
games.
Glass Road.
Someone's a workaholic.
Yeah, no, Hawaii. Some people don't like that one, but yeah, it's like any of that art style, which I kind of chalk up to your typical Eurogame art style. There's something about that artwork. The games from Lookout Spiel. That just it almost doesn't matter what it is. I'm immediately drawn to it. Like, ooh, what's that? And
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely picking up that box, looking at the back of it. He did Rolling Realms. He was involved in some of it. Yeah, so definitely quite a few things. So that's one thing for me. How about you?
For me, I think the main thing that really catches my eye to start is probably theme. So something like Thunder Road Vendetta,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
like just that look, that Mad Max, Car Wars, auto destruction. That's something I think I was like. It immediately caught my eye when I was at Gen Con, and it was just like, "What's this?" Like I stopped dead. What is this? And I had to demo it, and then I had to buy it.
Yeah. Did you hear like like the brakes?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
What? About threw myself through the windshield, stopping to see what it was about. And the first in flight game that I picked up this year at their, it's a flight game, so that caught my eye. And I remember there was one I looked at last year. It's like I was walking by and it was an airplane type game, and I immediately stopped. I didn't buy it. It was not of interest once I saw how the game played, but it drew me in. It was the theme. So military aviation is huge. I have a couple of like what is it? I've got a couple like aviation tycoon commercial airline games. So those things interest me. Um, there's Zombicide, uh, the Dice Throne, things like this. It's just like, the battle Yahtzee, just that whole idea of a battle Yahtzee, a dice battler. And then with that, it was just like, okay, I want to know what this is. It's just, that kind of theme around that and how they build it out. But that's like the first thing that will catch me. Um, when I first saw Plunder,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
saw the box, I'm like, it's just a black box. It's like there's nothing there to draw you in,
Right.
but it was the theme of the game when I saw it on the table, and like your pieces are these little ships that you can put cannons on and masts, and the way the game plays it felt like I felt like a pirate. I made someone mad at our game night because I attacked him, like, but it's like I'm a pirate, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't like mean games, but it truly feels like the theme of the game. It
Right.
lives up to that theme, just like the others that I mentioned. Thunder Road Vendetta. It's a mean game, but that's what it's a you're meant to battle it out and destroy each other, and it's fun. And so that's kind of, I think, the main criteria
Sure.
that initially has to draw me in. There's got to be a theme to kind of catch my eye or to catch my interest, which is one of the reasons why Azul initially was like, ugh, like the box, ugh. The theme, oh, you're a 18th century
In
whatever
Moorish
tile layer,
in the
Portuguese.
palace. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Moorish
like,
tile layer. Yeah.
psh, like I'm falling asleep, my head hit the floor. So bored right off the bat. The game's awesome. So that's why I say you can't judge a
Yeah.
game by its cover. But my initial criteria, you got to catch my eye. You got to have something
Hmm.
in the theme to catch my interest.
Then another thing for me, and this is, I'd say, like an easy one. So I will still do it, but it's the designer. So there are a number of designers that for me are almost like insta buy. And there's other designers that are like the opposite. When I see them, I'm like, yeah, no. Or at least I'll hold off for a while, or I'm less apt to get their stuff just for various reasons. Like, I think I already mentioned it on this show probably 15 times. I'm a big fan of Stefan Feld, right? So I really enjoy his games, point salad or not, whatever. I still like him, and
Point Salad's a great game
I
too.
have, yeah, it's it's just
I didn't
I
know that
just
was Stefan Feld game.
no, it was not. No, No, they,
I'm joking.
yeah, I know. So the you derailed me there. But I
Ooh,
really
again.
enjoy his games. And then Uwe Rosenberg is another one where I automatically gravitate towards stuff. There's like so many. Like I mentioned Donald X Vaccarino. He's another one. I mean, uh I like quite a few of his games. I was a big fan of Dominion. I played it for years. I haven't played it in a while. I kind of miss it in a way. But it's been probably like at least 8 years since I played Dominion, if not longer. But anyway, so Donald X Vaccarino is another one. Um, Michael Kiesling, right? That's a Zool dude. Kramer,
I know you like Carl Chuddick.
yeah. Carl Chuddick is another one. He's a little more. It's more of an eclectic game style. It's his stuff is interesting because it's like so far out there.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else. Yeah, so like I'm not going to go through the huge list of designers that I enjoy, but for me that's an easy one. As soon as I see the designer, and maybe that's why the designers are usually listed on board games, right? It's just like books in the bookstore. You see, written by Arthur C. Clarke, written by whoever, and it's like you're immediately drawn to the game, just like in the bookstore, you're drawn to a title because you see that author on there.
Right.
And I do tend to shy away from some games. Like I know there's a lot of folks that love, 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 love Martin Wallace games. Um, while I do like some Martin Wallace games, when I see it's a Martin Wallace game, they tend to be dry. I tend to like shy away from them just because, a lot of the games are maybe not for me. It doesn't say that I doesn't enjoy them. Like he did Brass, right? So you know that one.
Yeah.
Um, and a bunch of others, but I tend to shy away from those. Even Reiner Knizia, I've got some of his games, but I tend to like stay away from him. Although he's got like 5 billion games that he designed.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, designer is a big thing, and that's an easy one because I think a lot of people fall into that category of designer. And you know what? I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna add publisher in there. So there are certain publishers that I do gravitate towards, and I'm immediately interested in, like AEG, Lookout Spiel, Lookout Games. That's just a couple of the designers that I really enjoy. I mean, publishers I really enjoy their games. CGE is another one. Queen. So it doesn't necessarily mean an insta buy, but
Right.
definitely an insta look or insta research, insta pick up the box and look at the back of it, see if it's something that might be my jam.
Right. And I'm with you on the publisher.
Yeah.
There's some that it's like, okay, I'm gonna look at this just because of the publisher, and then I'll determine if it's something I'm
Yes.
interested or not. But it's like because of the publisher, you have to look at it.
Right.
It's a yeah, you cannot pass it up.
Yeah, and there's different levels to that too, right? Because there's a lot of publishers that make, really good games, but there's some that aren't for me, or it's
Right.
games that I won't necessarily buy all of them. Not that I need all of them, but I won't get every single game or want every single game. But um
Those are the ones we probably should be buying to save ourselves some money.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, yeah, so designer and publisher, that's the easy one for me. You
Yeah,
got any more?
for yeah, I think for me another one because I'm still not there with designers. I'm
Yeah,
recognizing
that
names
takes a
now.
while, right?
Yeah, but publishers, it seems to be an easier thing to start to pick up on. But one of the things I'm learning is game like gameplay mechanics.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
in fact, where did I put it? I was looking at the the Kickstarter campaign for the 4 games of the
I'll
All
play.
Play. Yep. And I recognized that one of the games in there called Ruins.
Yeah.
Actually, to me, wait, was it Ruins? I think it was Ruins that reminded me of Scout. I think that was the one. I'm pretty sure it was. I got to go back and double check. And I was just like, as I was reading kind of like what you're supposed to do, yeah, it's a card shedding game. And to me, it kind of sounded like Scout, but taken to the next level. And my first thought was, well, I already like Scout. I just picked it up. I really don't need this. But then again, it's like, well, they've got this other part to it. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested because I'm getting just reading about what the mechanic is. I'm like, okay, that one seems interesting. And then I went on to the next one and I was looking and I'm like, okay, this kind of sounds fun. This might be a good one or an interesting one to play, just based on what you're doing in the game. So the that one was Oddland, and it
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of the game you and I played. I think it was called the Hanging Garden,
Yeah.
where you were laying the cards on top of other cards. So and then we were yeah. So this really reminds me of like Hanging Garden, just with a different theme, and you're using like a tile of 4 instead of 6, a card of 6 spots. So I'm like, okay, I enjoyed that. I don't have Hanging Gardens. I don't have anything like that. So I'm interested in this. So, that was kind of, and it's like the other two games in there. I'm like, I don't know if I'm interested in those. I really was appealed to two of these, which I could just buy two of them,
Right.
which is great. This Kickstarter allows you to buy one, two, whatever you want. But I'm like, well, it's a pretty good deal to get all four, and I might like them all. And they do have other game mechanics which I couldn't. They didn't remind me of anything else. So I'm like, okay, well, this would be something new in my collection. So um, that I think is another thing for me now. It's like, what does the game do? How are you playing it? What is the point? What am I going to be doing? And if there's too many things, like a Brass Birmingham, for example. That's a heavy game. SETI is a heavy game. I pre-ordered SETI and I'm pushing myself to get into a heavier game. Like now, I don't consider Castles of Burgundy a heavy game.
Really?
I think
Okay.
it's there. It's probably like medium to heavy for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's that one was able to click in my head. Like there's so many things I can do. But you're not I feel like in Castles of Burgundy, you're not required to do any one thing. Like I can ignore the crates the whole game if I want. There's
Right.
things I can ignore. I can
And you can
never
still
set
win.
sail
Right.
and you can still win.
Yeah.
A game like SETI or Brass Birmingham, and maybe I've had a lot more play with Castles of Burgundy too. So I got to caveat this with that. However, my one game that I played of Brass Birmingham was I'm like, wow, it just didn't click. Like, and a lot of these heavy games, you've got to play them. And everyone keeps telling me you got to play them 2, 3 times.
You
Then it will
do.
start to click. And I
Oh
and I
yeah.
get that.
And that's when you like appreciate the game
Yes.
for what it is. Yeah.
But like with SETI, I'm like at Gen Con, I said, I'm not getting this. It's too heavy for me. But now that I've started to, my gaming group's pushing me, you know, um,
Bunch of
into
pushers.
the heavier games. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to grow up,
Be a big
start,
boy.
be a big boy, get into
Put
some of
your
these.
big
Cause
boy
I like
pants on.
Orleans. I think Orleans is a heavier
That
game
yeah, that is a decently heavy game. Yeah.
because there's a lot of different things, and you've really got to pay attention of how you're putting your stuff out and where you're putting stuff and when you're putting stuff. And I don't feel like Castles of Burgundy is quite like there's a lot
No.
going
Yeah.
on, but for me, and it could just be the way my brain works, it seems like a little bit easier for me to grasp. It just seems like an entry game too heavy for me. I guess maybe it's like a good entry level heavy game. if that makes sense. Where, so if there's too many things going on, that like when I'm looking at a Kickstarter crowdfunding type, if I can't even understand what I'm supposed to do, and I'll go to like the how to play video and it's 2 hours long, I'm like, no, I'm out. Like
Yeah.
it's just going to be too complicated for me at this point until I get a little further in. So again, the game mechanics are a, I think are my second draw outside of theme. What is the game's theme? Ooh, mushrooms. Immediately turns me off, but I'm gonna play it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, this game isn't that bad. And what the one thing I did say, which kind of goes to your second pick of a developer, because I told the guys like, oh man, I can't stand mushrooms, but I know Elizabeth Hargrave designed this game, so I'm happy to play
Right. Yep.
because I like Wingspan and Wyrmspan.
Yep.
So that's where the developer or the designer of the game, the artist, not the artist, but the author, if you will, okay, I'm going to read this. I'm going to play this because I like some other games by this person.
Mhm.
And the game was like, yeah, this actually is, I need to play it some more. I didn't run out and buy it. I don't know if
Yeah.
I need to, but it was, again, it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot because I like this designer.
And I just looked it up. Castles of Burgundy is a 2.98 out of 5.
See, I was right.
Yeah. So,
Entry level heavy game.
yeah, it's almost a 3 out of 5. So it's more than a 2.5, which is, I'll say, middleweight. And
Right. And
I just was reminded, I forgot to mention it earlier. Harold Leesky is one of the artists on Castles of Burgundy. He's also another one of mine, one of my favorites, in addition to Dennis Lohausen, Vincent
you need to tell him
Dutrait,
there's more than one color.
Ian
We don't have to
O'Toole.
use,
Yeah.
well, you can tell that guy in brass or not brass castles. He should not use tan and yellow in the same game.
Light tan, medium tan, dark tan, sunset tan. Yeah. Yeah, he
There's
did. I was just looking at some of the stuff. He did Arkwright. I don't think you mentioned that one. Bonanza. I think you played that one, right?
Is that
The
the
card
one
game
with
with
the
the
beans?
beans. Yeah.
Yes, I played that.
Yeah, he did Catan. Let's see what else. Yeah, a lot of Catan, Dominion. He's also got like 300 games. He's done a lot of the 2F Spiel games like Power Grid, Friday. That's a good game, a single player card game. If you ever want a card game that's frustrating as all heck because it's difficult to win, Friday is it. But it's a good one. It's a good one. But the thing is, it's like I remember I played so many games of it and I lost every single game. I was like never able to win. People are like, yeah, I can't lose this game. This game is so easy. It's like, okay, you apparently know the trick that I have not caught on to. But yeah, he's done a bunch of Stefan Feld games. Macau. We did Las Vegas.
Hmm.
Anyway, I could just go on and on and on. He did Puerto Rico, the original.
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico. Yeah. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is table presence. And there are some stipulations on that. So it's table presence where it looks freaking cool. How's that?
Yes.
I'm not too crazy about miniatures. Maybe that's where I'm a little unlike most other gamers. Like, while I appreciate my Zombicide, for example, or any of those other games with tons of little miniatures, they're fine, but they're not my thing. Maybe it's because I don't paint and all my stuff is a sad gray or green or whatever it is. But I really do enjoy a really nice table presence. Not necessarily that the game is sprawling, but I really enjoy the table presence of the dual layer boards of where every player has like their own board. I do like that. That is something that will draw me to a game. Um, you don't necessarily have to play exclusively on your board because, there's some games, right, where it's like multiplayer solitaire, right? Everybody's got their own board. They're kind of doing their own thing. And then at the end, it's like, okay, who's got the most points? Okay, you're the winner. And there's like no interaction. It doesn't necessarily need to be like that, but I do like having, your own boards that maybe have some cool components on there, wood or acrylic or something like that. That is definitely a step up from your typical, cardboard chits and so forth. But there is there is a fine line because some games do get to be too big. And so once you cross that fine line, then table presence is like, you know, I need a bigger table or a smaller game, one of the two. I know you don't have that problem with your kitchen table.
No.
'Cause that sucker's huge with a capital Y.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
so huge.
Yeah.
It's the greatest table ever.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah. When you were looking for a table, you found one that was bigly. So
Yep.
so yeah. I just wanted to add there, just because it's a large real estate game doesn't necessarily mean that it's got great table presence. That just means it's freaking big.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's like cool cardboard, along with good art, cool components, not necessarily the miniatures, dual layer boards. That's a plus. I'm sort of mixed on what I'll call contraptions. Like there are some games that have you assemble cardboard things.
Oh yeah.
Like oh man, what was the one? There's that Simon game with the marbles. Gizmos or something.
Gizmos,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm mixed on those. Those are, I mean, it looks cool. It's a little gimmicky, but I'm not sure if I like that kind of stuff. That might have a cool table presence, but maybe after playing it once, it's annoying. But yeah, that's my take on table presence. How about you? You got any other criteria that you think draws
It
you in?
it's the well, I would say it's got to be fun, right? But well,
But
I can't know. I
you
can't
don't
because you
know
don't know until
that, yeah,
right.
until you
That's the
play.
problem. You don't know. So I would say my third criteria has got to be time because
Or wait,
I
can
I
I interject real quick? What if you see people playing and they're having the time of their life? It's like they look
no
like they're having a lot of fun. Would that bring you into like draw you to the game? Like, ooh, what are they playing?
no. It might ask. I might ask, what are they playing? But it would ultimately lead to my next one, which is time. Because you could have a blast playing a game that takes you 12 hours or 3 weeks straight to
Oh, I don't
play.
know about that.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna be it's not gonna be for me.
Yeah.
So the time and what do you call it? Player count. Time and player count kind of. I need those two to come in alignment because when I'm getting with my groups, we typically are playing with a max of 4 hours. And so a game, it'd be nice to be able to play 2 games in that time frame and to be able to accommodate anywhere from 4 to 6 players. Well, I should say accommodate up to 6 players. If we can get six, that's great, as long as it plays well at six
Hmm.
and doesn't take forever. So time and player count is another thing that I'm always looking at.
Okay.
So, but that's really, I think that the top, I think that's probably the main three things I look at this point. Um, so
And I know when I'm at the game store and I'm looking at the games, I always look at the back, then I look at the top, then I look at the left side, then I look at the right side, then I look at the bottom, and I go, "Oh, there it is." That's
price,
where they have the players, time, and
age,
yeah, age, sometimes
age,
complexity rating on there.
and
So
then
I
you look at
always
BGG to see what the rating is, right?
no.
I've done that too. I've looked at stuff and I'm like, especially with something I've not heard of, I'll look at BGG and see,
Oh,
oh, this is if it's like a 7 or higher on BGG, that'll
oh
kind of
yeah.
help me go, okay, this is rated pretty good. So this will probably be a good game worth it.
Or so you bring up a point that I totally forgot about, and that's that I will occasionally, like if a game looks interesting and I don't know much about it, I will pull up BGG on my phone and then go to the forums reviews section
Oh
and
yeah.
see if see what people say. And usually I got to hand it to some of those folks. They must spend like 2 hours writing this stuff. But they're so long, they throw in pictures. It's like really well done. But I'll pull that up. I'll pull up like one or two reviews and then scroll down to conclusion. I'm sorry, I TLDR it.
you
And
you're the kind of person that opens a book and goes right to the last chapter and then oh that was good.
no, I go to the audiobook.
There you go. You got
Although
time to
it's
read.
funny you mention that because I did fire up my not Audible, my Kindle about a week or two ago, and I said, you know what, I got to start reading books to kind of slow myself down a little bit, and I'm so used to skimming things
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, yeah, I go through and I look at the conclusion. Oh yeah, okay, this looks interesting. Look at another one, read the conclusion. Oh yeah, okay. Not like I need somebody to really twist my arm to get to buy a new game. It's
Is it in a
like,
box? Yes.
yeah,
Okay, I'll buy it.
yeah. It's like taking a kid to the candy store and go, "Do you want some candy?" Like, duh.
Which one do you want? Yes, please.
Yeah,
In other words, they want it all. That's us.
yeah. Although I do have to say that I have weaned myself off of the when I go to the game store, I have to walk out with something. That is the old me.
I've
Oh,
gotten better at it too.
yeah. And I forgot to mention when we were talking about the all play games, there so there's 4 of them. I'm really looking forward to Ruins. 'Cause, we were
That's
talking about it. Yeah, that's the main one that I'm really interested in.
me too.
Oddland looks pretty cool. Vegas Strip, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not really my jam, but I'm open to it. I think that is the one I want to say. Is that Vincent Dutrait that did the art on that one? I think it was. Yeah, Vincent Dutrait did the art on it, so he's good stuff. And and Ruins is by John D. Clare, so he made some pretty good games.
Space base.
Yeah, Space Base. Yeah, he made a bunch of games over at AEG. And there's the one with the plastic cards. Oh, what is it called? I don't remember now. It's another good game. But and then the
The
money
money game.
is a Reiner Knizia game, and that is like a classic. That game came out like in the mid to late 90s. So there's so many versions of it. It's one that I never really had, but you know, I think it might be cool to finally get it. So, that's instead of just grabbing Ruins, which maybe was the smarter thing for me to do, I got all 4 because I'm like, yeah, Oddland looks cool. Vegas Strip, maybe. Money, yeah, maybe it's about time I get it. That was my logic, which is dumb. But
I'll be honest. I looked at the large list of everything, and I was like, for a quick second,
oh,
considered,
it's
oh, I'll
like,
just go all in.
yeah,
Like my good buddy Rob says, you can't take the money with you when you go.
yeah, exactly.
It's just money.
Yeah, and speaking of Reiner Knizia, he's got another Kickstarter with like 3 of his games. Did you see that one? It's going on currently.
No,
Uh
I didn't.
Echo, I think. Wait. Yeah, Echo, Silos, and Orb. Oh, Ego, not Echo. Ego or Orbit, not Orb. Man. They were like splayed on top of each other. Yeah, Orbit, Silos, and Ego.
Yeah, I saw those too. The one with the the with like the cows and the aliens. I was kind of peeking at that one.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that the
that's Silos.
silos? Yeah,
Secret. Wait, secret.
silos, ego, and orbit
Yeah. Wait, what does Silos stand for? Secret interlopers from
from
outer
outer
space.
space.
Yeah, I remember when this thing launched. Did you see the video of Reiner in his like little spacesuit?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Reiner. Yeah, it's on the Kickstarter. Reiner Knizia's shocking confession. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, let's see. And there was one more thing I
You're
wanted
gonna
to.
make me buy another one. You're gonna make me back a third
No,
one today, aren't
no,
you?
I'm not going to make you do nothing.
You shouldn't have mentioned it because I've already thought about this one so many times.
Oh, really?
Come on, it comes free with the you get it free crop circles expansion with the silos pledge.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, like, I'm not getting this
Deluxe
one.
metal emblem coins with aliens on them. Deluxe cows and humans. Oh, this is gonna cost so much money.
No, it's not. Wait, they're like $50 each, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I only need the one. I just need silos.
$152 for all 3. Well, that's a standard bundle. Oh,
That's
wait, I'm
the
going to keep
standard bundle.
scrolling. I'm
You
going to
need
keep
the deluxe
scrolling.
bundle.
Deluxe, oh, $194. Oh. But you know
The
what?
epic
This is like 3 like full,
full games.
like not like mini games. This is like 3 real deal games. And oh
You
wow,
can get
there's
the
a
epic big box Knizia deluxe bundle.
yeah, what does this come with? Oh,
You get the three
Cascadero.
plus Zuvedas and Cascadero.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Cascadero. That was like
the
earlier this year.
Knizia alien plushie as well.
Oh, jeez. Is that him, like him in his little spacesuit?
I don't know. It must be. It's a plushie of Rainer
Did
Knizia.
you notice that Kickstarter pages are like super long?
Yes.
Like you're scrolling for like hours.
Yeah. Yes, they go on and on and on.
I got to see this plushie. I got
You
to,
can get it in the $194 pledge.
yeah, I got to do a search for it. I'm not scrolling through there. What? No. Did you see what it looks like?
Knizia plushie. Yeah. He's got an alien coming out of his chest.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
He's actually an alien in disguise. Oh, so he's 26 centimeters tall. So that's like a foot. That's a decent sized plushie. And then, well, that little guy is like a little bit over 2 inches.
Oh my goodness.
When is this due? July 2025. Okay, next summer. Okay, I can.
It's just money.
I think I can close that one without getting it. But so I totally forgot we were derailed there again. This is
Gosh, this will be 3 in the day.
we should call this show the derail show or
Yeah,
the
no kidding.
wandering topics. But it's good. It's all good. And the other thing, and I hate to say this because it's probably going to be marketed against me now, is that I am drawn to games in a series.
You think?
No, I just made that up. No, but when a game is part of a series, it, and especially if I started the series early on and I've got like, oh, let's say like 8 of the Stefan Feld City Collection games, am more apt to get like 9 and 10 because why not? And there was what was it? Eagle Griffin Games. They were one of the first ones to start numbering their games. I want to say it was them, and or was it Aaliyah? So anyway, there's one company that did these small uh box games. Actually, I'm going to look it up now because I should probably um say it properly. Like yeah, Eagle Griffin. Like they had Ink and Gold was one of them. And I want to say that the series had a name. Yeah, I don't see the
Hmm.
name on BGG of the series, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of games in the series, and I had a bunch of them, but a lot of them I couldn't necessarily get because they weren't available anymore. You know, limited print runs and such. But you know, things are a little different now. It's easier to get some of these series now. But yeah, that's another thing that draws me to games where I have a bunch of the series and you know, let's say it's like 3 games in a series. If I've got the first 2, I'll be like, okay, let me get the third and complete it. Because usually it's even by the same designer. So that's a double whammy. So it's a series and a designer and a publisher. Even better if it's got good table presence. So that fits 4 criteria, if not more. Anyway, so you don't have anything else that you want to talk about? Any?
No,
No? Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay.
At least I am. Sorry.
Okay. I am too. So I think I think that's it. Yeah. That's all for this one. Did you get anything recently in your acquisition disorder before we close it out?
I did. I'm trying to remember. I picked up Tuscany, the Essential Edition, Love Letters, and I picked up Code Names Pictures. Um, there was something else I got in. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, Hadrian's Wall. Yeah, I think I got those 4 in this last week. Sorry, it was only 4.
Yeah. No, it was a light week for me too. I picked up was it on Sunday? Um I ran over to the Blue Game store briefly. I was running some errands and I was in the neighborhood about like 8 miles away. So I'm like, let me swing over there. No. So I did pick up Hadrian's while they had it. I was like looking for it. I'm like, oh, there it is. You got me talked into that one.
And you didn't state at the beginning. Did you play anything this week
No,
or past 2
I
weeks?
did not. Nothing worth mentioning. No.
Okay. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, Rob. You gotta change that.
I know.
Gotta play
And I've
even if
been
you grab a deck of cards and play solitaire
yeah,
once.
no,
You can,
I've been playing a lot of games on my phone, my tablet. That's like whenever I have like a spare moment, I'm still decompressing from stuff, and it's like I just sit
Yeah.
there and I'm like, it's all I can do for now.
Right.
But yeah, I've been bad. I don't think I've even taken my BGA turns, have I?
No, you have not.
I don't even remember.
You have not. I've been waiting for
Yeah,
probably 2
I
weeks for
apologize for that. Yep.
you to get on the ball.
Yes, sir. I need to figure out what's important, and that's games.
Yes. You put gaming and me first. Everything
Exactly.
else is secondary.
Yes, for sure.
Alrighty.
So, all right. So we'll call it right there for episode 84, being choosy. And you can definitely see why we're choosy. And let us know what criteria um, you like to choose for your
How are they
games.
gonna
What
let us know?
That's where I was going exactly. So you can email us at contact at this board game life. You can also go to our website, leave us a contact down there or a voicemail. And you can also leave us a note in our guild or leave us a comment on
On
the
YouTube.
YouTubes. I think
Yay,
that
our
covers
guild.
most of it. You can also do
I
smoke
forgot.
signals, carrier pigeons. Those are a little harder to come by. Morse code.
Yes, smoke signals don't work for me because we're
Yeah.
in the winter months now, and here in the Pacific Northwest, lots of people have wood burning stoves. They don't have like heaters, so there's always smoke in the area.
Okay.
So I won't
Gotcha.
know if it's coming from you or from my neighbor heating his house.
Yeah. You don't know if it's like comment on board game or if it's stuff ampersand one exclamation. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for episode 84. Thanks for listening, everybody. We shall catch you in 2 weeks on episode 85.
And I'm Mark. We will see you at the table. Goodbye.